there, and welcome to Marina's Movie Club. My name is Ethan. I am your producer and co-host, and with me to talk about all of our favorite movies, per usual, is my beautiful film school sweetheart, my wife, the lovely Marina. Pew, 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 fireworks, explosions. Her name is in neon lights.
Thank you.
Wow. Do you want to take this time to accept your Grammy?
I won a Grammy.
Yeah. Oh, wait, dang it. That's not the one. It's an Oscar. I meant to say Oscar. Shoot. We're talking about movies, not music.
Yeah.
Well,
I was going to be pretty impressed.
No Oscar award winning.
I'm not ready. I wasn't prepared.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's how they all start too.
They do.
They say, "Oh,
I wasn't
man,
expecting it."
I never thought we just among so many great people." Anyways, so today we're doing something just a little different. This was initially something that we were only going to do on our Patreon, but we decided while we're still starting up, we're going to put the Patreon on pause.
Yeah.
Just put everything out for you guys to enjoy. And then maybe
we couldn't not give this to everyone. This is too big of a movie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You think so?
I think so.
Oh, man. I never watched the original.
We're talking about Beetlejuice.
Yeah, but everybody knows that from the title.
Oh.
I never watched the original.
Yeah.
But I never knew it was like such a big thing. The ad campaign that they've been running for Beetlejuice. With Progressive. I've just seen so much Beetlejuice ads.
That's so funny.
So anyways, at this point, we've said Beetlejuice 3 times. Our life is about to end.
Yeah.
Dang it.
The juice is loose.
But we were initially going to make this just a Patreon exclusive thing. For the time being, we're going to release it to the public, Unleash the Kraken. And you are going to go to the theater.
Yes.
With one of our friends, Darcy, who was actually on the first episode that we put out, first full-length episode.
You all know Darcy.
You all know Darcy. And you guys are going to record your thoughts on the movie live on site.
Yeah.
What's that called when we do that?
It's called Real Talk.
Get it?
It's so funny.
REEL talk. Ha ha ha. It's probably extra funny because you saw it in the title and you already
knew the joke.
You already were chuckling to yourself. You're like, oh, reels. I get it.
So funny.
Not Instagram reels.
No, different reel.
Shut up about Instagram
the
reels.
The OG reel.
Yeah. This is true. So now is probably the time that you're going to get in the car, hang out with Darcy, and go watch Beetlejuice. Also, a question before we get into that.
Okay.
Question. Why is this movie not coming out in October?
Oh, well, because I think it's it's September. It's like
But it's
fall.
not October.
I know, but
Why
it's
is it
like
not
fall
October?
time, It's like the beginning of spooky season.
I guess.
I think
But why didn't it come out like the week before Halloween or something like that?
because they want people to be able to see it for like all of spooky season,
I guess so.
It just came out at Venice Film Festival. So I wonder if it has something to do with that.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Do you know how it did at the film festival?
I think it came out like yesterday, so I haven't looked at anything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Well, I'm less interested in how it did there and more interested in how it did
in the hearts of me and Darcy.
That's true.
Yeah.
So let's go and find out what you guys
I can't wait.
Are thinking about that movie.
Okay, so we're re-recording this because our first recording was bad.
Yeah.
You can't hear anything.
Screaming
so now
children.
And something's wrong with my phone. I don't know. So we're back 24 hours post Beetlejuice.
Yes.
So now that you've had time to process, what are your initial thoughts?
Still 8.5
Perfect.
out of 10.
4.25 out of 5.
4.25 out of 5, yes.
Yesterday.
I don't think that's the right
I don't know.
conversion. Again, that's why I teach kindergarten. But yeah, and then on the way here, I was listening to the soundtrack.
Oh, yes, so good.
Even like just the instrumental things. I was like, I just like on that high of like after you've seen a movie for the first time. And what is it? The song I was listening. It's my dad listens to like weird stuff sometimes. It's the song that at the end when they were
dancing,
lip singing.
Yeah.
It was like the It was basically like an ode to the Oh Banana.
Yeah.
That song when they were getting like about to get married, but then they didn't. MacArthur Park.
That's the name of the song?
Yeah. I said to my dad and I go, do you know this song? And he was like sending laughing emojis and he's like, yes. And this song is 7 minutes long.
Oh my gosh.
And it's literally the lyrics are about somebody left my cake out in the rain and it took so long to bake. That's like all that he's upset about. So I thought that the song was just like super funny, but
that kind of feels like a song I would just listen to.
Yeah.
Not ironically.
Yeah. So I was listening to that on the way here.
That.
Again, I was even telling, because I was FaceTiming Matt's family before I came here, and they were asking me about the movie. And I was like, yeah, still like Michael Keaton or Beetlejuice or Catherine O'Hara. They were like the highlights.
Oh, yeah. I know.
The movie. Yeah, soundtrack was great. Loved Catherine O'Hara, Delia / Moira Rose.
I know. Just anything Moira Rose adjacent.
Yeah.
Is so good. I know. I was like trying to. I was at my parents' house earlier today, and then our dog was like in the lake, but then like swallowed water. And was making this like really gross noise. And then it reminded me of the scene when Lydia is like doing her breathing exercise.
Oh, I forgot
Delia's
about
like,
that.
Like, oh, I thought you were a moose.
Yes.
And I was like trying to explain it to my sister, but I'm like, okay, it's a lot funnier if you saw it. But
yeah,
that was one of my favorite scenes.
What was your rating? Sorry.
My rating? Probably
still the same.
I know. I think 8. 9 feels like too high. 8 feels too low.
Yeah.
So I think I have to go with 8.5. I think like, I don't know, like I really, really like the original, but I think because it's just like a classic and nostalgic, I think I like this one more from like just like like enjoyment, I guess. Like I think I would rewatch this one more than the original because I think it's just like a little bit more fun, a little bit funnier.
Yeah, there's more aspects. There's different scene changes, and there's more characters.
Yeah,
and you can see the different characters. Yeah.
The original one is just kind of slower. So it's like more spooky Halloween vibes. This one's more
funny,
fun, and yeah.
What else? I forget what I said yesterday.
I know. We already reviewed.
Oh, well, speaking of Catherine O'Hara, we were saying yesterday how we pretty much think that Delia is Moira Rose. Like, that's kind of like
same character.
Yes.
But it came from Delia because Delia was first.
Yes.
And then Moira Rose is just like it's like a level up. Just more extreme.
Yeah. Oh, and then today I found out because Matt, I was telling him about the movie, and then he was looking at the cast and he's like, who's Monica Bellucci? And then I was explaining it to him, and then I was like trying to see what else she was in. And then I saw, you know how when you look somebody up, like famous up, and it says like who their spouse or whoever.
Oh, yeah. Tim Burton.
Yes.
Yeah. I saw that on Letterboxd. Somebody's review was like, I get it, Tim. If I was dating Monica Bellucci, I would also write her into a movie for no reason.
That makes more sense now because I was like, she is a very iconic person, but it was just so random at the same time. So now it makes more sense to me. Like, I'm just showing off my...
I think she's the one aspect of the movie that I'm like, I'm not mad that she's in it, but I feel like it feels forced. Yes. Like, I think it could have been figured out a little bit.
Yeah.
better.
It reminds me of in Sleepless in Seattle, how Tom Hanks was obsessed with that one model. I think it was in Sleepless in Seattle. And then like
at that movie in probably 6 years.
And then at the end, he sees the model. Like, it's kind of like that where, you know, you got to have that cameo moment.
Yeah.
Even though there's nothing. Like,
I know.
They're
it doesn't
a model,
need to be
not
there.
an actress.
Like,
But she is an actress, but anyways. Yeah, I found that out today. I was like, that just makes more sense.
Yeah.
Also, for Helena Bonham Carter.
Oh, because they were married.
Yeah, they were married.
Oh my gosh, they were so iconic.
Yeah. I remember they were like the coolest couple.
Yeah.
She was in so many of his films. And,
yeah. I know. I miss the era of like them being married and then Johnny Depp being in all the movies. And it's like the two of them were the leads. Ugh.
Yeah.
Those movies are so good.
Yeah.
Speaking of cameos, Danny DeVito.
Oh,
and
yes.
His little
Danny DeVito.
kind of cameo.
Yeah. Like we knew, like we were saying yesterday, like right when he was walking, like you couldn't even see
the back of his head.
Yeah. Like Danny DeVito. And he's like, oh my God.
His character was so, because he's like the janitor.
Yeah.
And then he just goes into the closet and like drinks an entire jug of, what was that? Soap? I don't know.
I thought it was like battery acid or like, because
it was like blue, like thick.
Yeah.
Like,
it wasn't.
His skin was blue, so maybe it just
like a
blue.
yellowy acid.
Oh, yeah.
Thing. So I was like, oh.
Can you get battery acid in a jug? How do you?
It's a movie. I don't know.
I just kind of assumed it like had to do with cleaning since he was like going into the janitor's closet, but
maybe.
I don't know. But yeah.
Willem Dafoe.
Just consumed half of it.
Cameo.
Oh yeah, such a good character.
Yeah.
His character kind of reminds me of like the cop. Have you seen the Lego movie?
I have not seen the Lego movie.
The Lego movie is so good. But his character reminds me of the cop character in that, like kind of trying too hard to be a cop and like you're not really a cop.
Yeah.
Because he like played a cop on TV and then became a cop in the afterlife.
Yeah, he's just role playing or like, I don't know why. It reminds me of like Enchanted where she's like in real life and she still thinks that she's like a princess and whatnot. And you're like, what are you doing? Like you're not actually like a princess. You're in New York City.
Your reality is a little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Willem Dafoe. I was thinking about it on the way over here. Like, I feel like he's so underrated.
Yeah.
But he still gets his moments like this. But at the same time, I feel like he...
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's just... He's famous, but
he's not like the draw of
he's
a
like
movie.
Indie.
Kind of like... Yeah.
Almost... He's like in that realm now. I almost feel like... And he's almost had a renaissance.
Yeah. I know. He's been in so many movies recently.
Yeah. Because I feel, I don't know if I'm just, I don't know, in my own bubble, but the movies that I've seen is Spider-Man with him, To Live and Die in LA, and then Finding Nemo.
Yeah, we were talking about his Finding Nemo.
And then,
oh my gosh.
And then like in recent years, like I remember in 2020, I saw him in the Florida Project, like all these indie A24 movies, and then the Light. No, it's with Robert Pattinson. It's black and white, and he's like going insane. And they're both.
This sounds like vaguely familiar, but I don't know if I know what it is. Wasn't he in something else that came out this summer?
He was in Poor Things.
Oh, right. Oh my gosh.
And then when we were talking about like what trailers we were excited for yesterday, I saw the glimpse like when we were walking in because there were still trailers playing. We saw it, the actual full trailer when we saw Alien, and it was like that scary movie with Lily Rose Depp and Willem Dafoe. It was black and white. It's coming out. Is it
the Nosferatu, like the new one?
Yes.
I am really excited about that. I feel like it's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, I feel like he's like in so many like movies lately. But anyways, I think he's underrated, but at the same time, like not. I don't know. He's just
it's funny to like call him underrated, but I feel like
he kind humble. Of like he's like a humble guy because he's just so good. Yeah.
What other cameos are there? Are there other cameos? We have Bob, and every other name.
Yeah.
Every other normal white guy name that shouldn't be the name of these people who are shrunken heads, but they are.
And then Jenna Ortega.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Who didn't play a character that we like. Didn't play the character we thought she was going to play.
Yeah, we thought that she was going to be kind of like the second, like, Winona Ryder in the movie. Or Lydia.
Just like the same character as Lydia
she was
in the first one,
a pretty plain Jane
I know.
girl,
Yeah.
I would say. I don't know. I was shocked that she wasn't a bigger. Like, sure, there wasn't like a lot of character.
Yeah, she was just like,
development.
I know, and I feel so bad like critiquing her.
I know. Well, okay, so her
so
acting is good, but it was
it's just
like
a little bit of a flat character.
Yes.
And like we don't fully understand like what she wants, I think. And then when she gets what she wants, which is like to see her dad.
Yeah. And
she doesn't like, she acts like she doesn't care. Like she's like happy, but
it didn't feel like a legitimate reason why she was mad at her mom.
Yeah. It was like they needed, because in the first one, it's like, it's Lydia's stepmom who it makes sense that they
I feel like it's hard to be mad at Lydia. You know what I mean? Because she was that girl.
I really thought they were going to like be more just like friends, you know?
Yeah, I think that'd have been cute.
Yeah.
And like it would have added more emotion.
I know. I really liked that it was like 3 generations of women, but I do kind of wish that it was cuter. Like it kind of didn't end. Well, I mean, it ended with them like all being friends, I guess, but I don't know. I feel like they could have like supported each other more and it would have been cute.
Yeah.
And it could have been like a very, I don't know. I think that's something you don't really get in like Tim Burton films.
No.
It is maybe why it didn't happen.
He's got his own agenda and we're just trying to understand it.
We don't know what his agenda is.
Yeah. Oh, and then yesterday we were talking about Tim Burton. I was saying how a lot of his movies are hits.
Oh, yeah. Like we can't think of any. I feel like I want to look at his filmography.
Filmography. I was going to say discography.
I know. I almost said that too.
And I was like,
You can hear Ginny meowing in the background. So sorry about that. She's in the room.
That was just like
I know. I don't know how you can hear her. She's on the other side of the house, but she's just being really loud, I guess.
Oh.
So there's always a cameo from Ginny in these episodes. No matter how hard I try to keep her out of it, she will make her way in. Dumbo, I feel like, didn't do as well as I expected it to do.
Dumbo?
The live action Dumbo.
He did the live action Dumbo?
Yeah.
I did not know.
Yeah. Yeah, but almost everything else I feel like is a very big movie. Like,
wait, he did Pee-wee's Big Adventure?
Wait, yeah, why were we talking about that?
Because
we talked about that
the guy who was Pee-wee was one of the voices, the little kids in
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I used to watch that movie all the time.
There's certain Tim Burton movies like Batman and Planet of the Apes and apparently Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Like, I just never would have thought that he directed those.
No. But no, what else? I saw something that shocked me. Actually, I'm not. It was. Wait, what? The Grinch Stole Christmas. That can't be. That was in 1966. He was not.
Yeah. Oh, when the first Beetlejuice came out, he was like not very old. Like he was
young.
No.
Was it his first movie? Mars Attack.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure came out 3 years before.
Okay.
So I guess. Oh my gosh, Ginny.
I also completely forgot about how he directed Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, yeah.
I completely forgot about that. I remember I fell asleep when I went to the movie theater. I was like 5.
That is my preferred Charlie and the Chocolate Factory
really
remake, or not remake, but adaptation, I guess.
I like the original one.
I'm terrified of that one.
Oh,
I
that
should be
one's
kind of
scary?
terrified of both of them, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Tim Burton does a good job of making things scary, but not too scary.
Yes, like an
fun, scary.
eeriness.
Yeah.
Yes. It's almost like a dark humor
Yeah.
with his movies.
And it's still like fun.
Yes.
Yeah. Which, yeah, humor. Should we talk about our favorite Tim Burton movies?
Oh, yes.
Since we're just going through its discography, or not discography. Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Filmography.
Yeah. So yesterday I said I couldn't make a decision, but there were phases like throughout my life. First one, when I was like, you were so shocked that I saw it at 4 years old.
Oh, yeah.
It was just like, I don't know. I was the youngest. Like I've said,
Yeah,
like
I shouldn't be
previous
shocked. Yeah.
conversations or podcast, not cast. But I was just kind of, hell yeah, we're watching this movie. I was with the youngest, like whatever. So yeah, Edward Scissorhands when I was 4 years old. I also was, when I was on the way home last night, I was thinking, do you remember the scene where she's Winona Ryder's like in the white dress?
Edward Scissorhands?
Yeah, in Edward Scissorhands. And there's snow or whatever. And then he accidentally nicked her. I remember my sister and I would play dress up a lot. And we had this like, she grew out of it. She was older. And she had like this old like white dress. And I would put it on and I would pretend to be
oh my gosh,
Winona Ryder and be like, ah. When I was like 4, I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like,
I know when other girls are pretending to be Cinderella, you're pretending to be the love interest of Edward Scissorhands.
So yeah, 4 years old, Edward Scissorhands, 8, Nightmare Before Christmas. That was my Thanksgiving movie.
Oh yes, the perfect transition movie.
And then Dark Shadows with
which is still your favorite?
I think overall favorite's gonna be Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my dad and I just quote Dark Shadows.
Yeah.
Dark Shadows kind of reminded me of this movie because it had, I felt like it had a lot of good classic music in it where like he was trying to show more of that in Dark Shadows 2. And just like the characters, like, or the famous actors who are in it, like Michelle Pfeiffer was in it, like those just, the vibe just felt the same.
That makes sense.
And how like Johnny Depp was like the funny vampire who was like old and like cracking jokes that he was like old and he didn't know anything about 60s or 70s.
Yeah.
So what is your favorite? Or your more than one?
I know. I think I said this yesterday, but I'm a late bloomer to Tim Burton. I feel like I just wasn't exposed to it. I don't know. I didn't see Nightmare Before Christmas until like late high school, I think. And then I remember like he did Frankenweenie, right? Yeah, I remember Frankenweenie came out, I think, when I was in high school. And I feel like that was one of my first Tim Burton movies that I saw. And then Edward Scissorhands and Beetlejuice, I think, have just been my two favorite of his since I saw them probably early high school, I think. I think Edward Scissorhands, I think, is going to be my favorite. I don't think This one, the new one is up there. Beetlejuice. But I don't know. I don't think it could be Edward Scissorhands. I feel like it's just such a good movie.
Johnny Depp,
I know,
and Winona.
I know,
it's just
so good. And I absolutely love Johnny Depp. Maybe that's a controversial thing to say, but
you can like him as an actor. I mean, people say they like
obsessed.
John Lennon.
That's true. Yeah. Speaking of the actor who played the dad, Charles, not dead.
I saw. Okay, now I
thought
felt like
yesterday
an idiot.
that he was dead, and we were like, "It's so sad. He couldn't be in the movie."
Yes,
that's not the reason he's not in the movie. Yeah, he's a sex offender or something. He's in jail for it.
Oh,
yeah. So they had to like write around him so that he could like be in it without being in it.
Oh. Well, he was also, what is it, the principal in Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, yes.
I just remember that
Yeah.
too. Well, that took a turn.
I know. It was just, it's so funny how like sad we were yesterday about him dying.
Yeah, I saw it on, like,
And
on
then
a
it was
thread.
not.
Like, it was like a preview. Like, this is the reason why he thought that he shouldn't be in the movie. And I was like, oh.
I know.
Keep scrolling.
I know.
We'll talk about that later.
Yes, but they did a great job with like
Yeah.
cutting him out of the movie without cutting him out of the movie.
Mhm.
Like not cutting his character out of the movie.
Yeah, but they found ways
Yeah.
to go around
Yeah.
it.
I'm also obsessed with when I keep wanting to call her Moira. Oh my gosh. When
Delia Moira
is telling Lydia about him dying, and then her first thing is, "Your father left me."
Yes. Yes.
So funny.
Yeah. And then, like, you
So
think that
true.
Lydia would take her side if he did leave her.
Yeah, I know. Like, emergency, your biological father.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Which, okay, the other thing with her parents is Lydia mentions, like, my mom's not dead. And they, like, never said anything. I just assumed her mom was dead.
I thought that too.
Yeah. So that's a weird, like,
I want
I
to
don't
know
know
more.
what happened with her mom. I don't know. But maybe that was kind of a way of, like, not having to have her be in the afterlife.
Yeah. Because if she can see
Mhm.
everybody.
Yeah.
And then also didn't make sense a little bit about the dad.
How she couldn't see the
How
dad.
she couldn't see the dad.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I look over you guys. Like, do you have like a
he's
choice?
like, I know you don't see me, but I'm always like, I always check in or whatever.
Does- Do the ghosts have a choice or something?
Maybe.
Of like whether or not they want to be seen? I don't know.
And is it like, well, yeah, because remember when Beetlejuice was, I think he was talking to Bob and he was like, she definitely saw me that last time.
Yes.
And it's like, so he goes and like hopes that she sees maybe, but isn't entirely sure.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting. Maybe it's like kind of random.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, I feel like just Michael Keaton just overtook, like he was just the movie. Like he just was the moment.
Yes, because in Beetlejuice, the original, he like wasn't really a part of it. I mean, as much as you would want him to be.
Yeah.
And so I think that's why this movie is almost better than the original, because like he's so funny.
You get to see more of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I really like you got to see so much of like the afterlife and like how everyone died and stuff.
Yeah.
Which I also liked, and I think that adds in a sad way to the
hot
humor.
Dog, the hot
The
dog
hot dog guy.
A million hot dogs shoved in his mouth.
Yeah, there's like, there were a few things. You know what's funny is like, you know how the dad died in like a plane crash, but then he got eaten by a shark?
Mm-hmm.
But, and maybe this is, no, like I feel like you should see these people because he comes in, you see him coming into the afterlife, like into the waiting room. Like, where were all the other people who died in that plane? Like, shouldn't they also be there?
Oh. Maybe they went to other. They had so many, like they had immigration,
sure,
and then
like
they had
how the afterlife works.
Yeah, it's a movie.
You go so you take the Soul Train, which we need to talk about.
Yes,
with I literally thought that a disco bar or something like burned down, and then all these disco people were here.
Maybe that could be it.
No, I think
it stopped.
Great. So yeah, and then. So they're all like dancing around, and then the guy says, "All aboard the Soul Train." And then I was like, "Oh, that's why they're there." Because
like,
then
does your soul burn? Like, does it die?
Know. I know. It's like such an interesting. It's funny because it's kind of like in Elsewhere, the book. Plug for that. It's like you're in the afterlife, and then you can like die, sort of, but you like can't actually die.
Yeah,
because you're like already dead. But then like these people who have the souls sucked out of them, they die.
Yes. So maybe that's like it's their soul.
Yeah.
That's like gonna.
And you can go.
Like that's why she was so scared because like her soul was going to be taken.
That was weird because it's like I think her soul went into the other guy. And that's how or maybe it's just her life. one into the other guy?
I
don't remember.
I don't know. I mean, it's. I think it was just her life. I don't know.
That would make sense.
Yeah. He was not cool.
No, but a great twist that I was not expecting.
Yes. At first it was like, oh, like he's, maybe he's just like a ghost, like he died, like his parents like just didn't pay attention to him.
Yeah, and like the parents are sad because, or like, yeah, because the mom was baking and the dad was just watching TV. So it's like,
yeah,
they're just like coping with the fact that their only son died.
Yeah. Oh, when it made more sense when she said, oh, you had a lot of 90s vinyl.
Yes.
And then because he died in the 90s.
Yeah. So. I know. They did such a good job of like he did a good job of explaining away like a lot of things, which.
I mean, he did murder his parents, so.
Yeah.
He's probably a good pathological liar too.
Unfortunately, he has some skills.
Oh, and there was another creepy baby.
Yes, the creepy baby. Oh my gosh. I forgot. I think I blocked that out of my memory. Yes, second movie in a row that we've seen in theaters with a creepy baby.
Yes.
Yeah.
Alien baby, scary. Beetlejuice baby. Scary.
Also scary. Scarier. I know. I was going to ask.
Because I choked on my water. Jenna Ortega gave birth to it. I was like coughing.
I know. And I didn't know if you were laughing or if you were scared. I didn't know what was going on.
I just inhaled it. I was like, yeah.
I know. Because you think you're like getting a really cute ending.
Yes.
And then scary baby comes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which baby would you rather have to interact with?
Beetlejuice baby, actually.
What if they were the same size? What if they're both like human size?
I would still because that other baby was just like
kind of just off-putting and like
it was just like
uncanny valley.
Nude and
yes. So scary.
I don't even want to think about it.
I know. Have you seen the basketball player who like plays him? Oh my gosh, I'll have to show you the videos.
You sent me the video
of him just like on set.
And they're like having a conversation, like him as the baby.
It is so terrifying.
And I'm like,
but it's this like almost 8-foot basketball player who like plays him. And I just like, it's probably because I'm obsessed with Alien. I feel like I keep watching all of the reels about it. So then now my algorithm is messed up. But I keep getting videos of him just like being a normal person. And I'm like, you look like the baby. Like if I was friends with him, I would not be able to like talk to him. I think like I'd have to have a little bit of distance.
Well, also seeing the baby from Alien reminded me of the movie Splice. Have you ever heard of that movie?
I feel like I've heard of it, but I don't.
It's
know
kind
what it's
of,
about.
it's almost a little bit of not the same as Alien, but like it's these two scientists. They try to create something that's like half human, half whatever.
Never a good thing.
And the way that it looked like that baby.
Ew.
And I had like nightmares.
I
watched that movie when I was 12. Again, another movie I should have watched when I was younger. I watched when I was 12 and I had like that, like the way she looks. It was a girl. I remember.
Oh my gosh.
It haunts me because she was like nothing. Like it was nothing. Like it was like a nude thing. But yeah, I would take Beetlejuice baby.
Yeah, even though the Beetlejuice baby was just like gnawing on Lydia's leg.
It just reminded me like Chucky. But not even like that bad of Chucky. Just like annoying.
Also, probably the worst part is like both times when he was birthed, he like came out with flies, like surrounding.
Ew! I didn't even realize that.
Did the flies appear right away, or were they inside also? I don't want to think about that, but that was really gross.
Yeah, I liked Catherine O'Hara, just like the Delia screaming outside of her school. Like that was
my gosh.
Very Moira and
very
Delia
Moira.
at the same time. So.
Yeah. And then her screaming, just all of her art. Her art is so funny. But how she like she's trying to like make art out of the grief, quote unquote grief, because she's making the death about herself. And it's just so funny.
Also the town. Oh, we found out.
the town.
It's in Vermont.
Yeah.
I was hoping that it was going to be on the West Coast.
I know. I feel like we're going to have to do like a little trip to the East Coast to see all the movie locations. I feel like there's so many good movies that are filmed over there.
Yeah. I also just want to go to Salem.
Yeah, I know.
It's just a historical thing. And also I feel like it'd be really cool to go during Halloween. Oh my gosh, not Halloween Town, but the other. Oh my gosh, what is it called? It's like the other Disney, like 90s Disney. Hocus Pocus.
Hocus Pocus, yeah. I don't know why I couldn't think of that name. Hocus Pocus was filmed there. So there's like all of like their houses and stuff, which I think would be really fun to see.
Mm-hmm.
On a lighter note of Salem.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I say that as an all call during Halloween time. Hocus Pocus, let's focus.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Oh, and then you asked, out of all the trailers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the trailers that we saw, what are you most excited?
We both agreed Wicked.
Wicked, yeah. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And it comes out so soon.
It comes out. I thought it was coming out next year. I thought it was going to take forever.
But I also saw that it's like part 1. So I don't know how far it goes. It looked like in the trailer, it kind of seemed like it was all of Wicked. But maybe not.
Oh, come on. You can make a 3.5-hour movie. It's okay. I mean, Oppenheimer, hello?
Yeah. Like, and it already exists. Like, the play is that long, you know?
Yes, so the play is that long, and plays are longer.
Yeah.
So.
And they're harder. Like, you gotta
transition
stop
and there's an intermission.
Yeah. I feel like you can do it.
Oh, gosh.
So that's annoying.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I remember, that reminds me of when my cousin, she used to babysit my siblings and I, and we went to see the Simpsons movie. And it said to be continued in the middle of the movie. And my brother screamed in the middle of the movie. He's like, what? Are you kidding me? And then like 10 seconds later, it was like, just kidding. Like it kept going.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
And like, imagine if, I just don't.
That reminds me of the lady that was in the theater with us after the Wicked trailer, who was like, you go, girl.
Oh, yes. Because she was like, my power is like, you can't face my power or whatever. She was like,
jumps out the window.
You go, girl. You go, Glen Coco. And then the other kid behind us. Yes. Every single trailer. We should go see that. We have to see that. We have to see that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he was funny. No.
Oh, I kind of briefly went over it, but I just like how I gotta look at the song again. What was it called?
MacArthur Park. Yes.
I like, it was the Oh Banana. Like, I like how they so
like
good.
Recreated the scene.
Yes.
But yeah.
They're so good at like they're being forced to lip sync, but they are doing it themselves. Like, it looks.
Because their eyes look so like stressed and like, they don't know what's happening, but then they're so good. Yeah. The acting overall was great in this movie.
And the practical effects.
Oh, yeah. We didn't talk about that. I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like, I saw an interview with Jenna Ortega where she was talking about how like almost everything was practical and how that was like super nice to work with. And I meant to look up like how much of it was practical or like what wasn't and stuff. But I think it's like that using practical effects, I feel like makes it connect to the original super well.
Yeah.
Because, I just feel like there's so many sequels that or I was talking to Ethan about it yesterday, and he was talking about Star Wars and how like if you watch them in like chronological order of like 1 through 6 rather than starting with the original trilogy, it's like you start off, or when you get to 3, it's like super good, like as good as it could be, I guess. But like the CGI is pretty good. And then you go back to like the very first one made, and it's like not great CGI.
Yeah.
So it's like a completely different world, kind of, even though it's the same world. But I think they did a good job of making you feel like like the afterlife still felt the same
Yes.
as the original.
It was like the blue, like the coloring too.
Mm-hmm.
I also I appreciate practical effects more sometimes over CGI.
Yeah.
Like just because like the roughness of it, it makes it more authentic. Like at least like there was an effort there. It makes it more scary to me.
Yeah.
Because if it's like CGI or whatever, like it doesn't come off as scary to me. Like I feel like The Exorcist back in, you know, the 70s or even Carrie, like those movies, I also just think the film in general, like just how it looks is just scarier versus like today.
Yeah.
With just all the CGI and whatnot.
Well, and I feel like the actors' reactions are probably more like legitimate because you're not having to like make up what's happening and looking at like a tennis ball in front of a
that's true
fully green.
Yes. Yeah.
So I feel like that probably adds to why it's scary.
And my dad was saying like, oh, they should remake Jaws.
Oh yeah.
But I think it makes it like the original. I know the shark.
I know. The only problem with that shark is that one scene when it's like gnawing on. Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, but that's what makes it like the realness. Because then I remember seeing Jaws 3 and how it was horrible CGI.
Yeah. And I don't think it would be as scary if
it
you
would
made
be
it
as
now.
scary. Yeah. So I like practical.
Yeah. So definitely. I feel like we need to at least mention the boyfriend, Lydia's boyfriend, and just how much we hate him as a character.
He was annoying. Like, there was I would say like Jenna Ortega and Justin Theroux or whatever you pronounce his name.
Don't ask me.
And Monica Bellucci. I feel like they were just kind of like thrown in there.
Yeah.
I mean, Jenna Ortega was good. I liked her character. It was just, there wasn't just like a lot.
Yeah.
The Monica Bellucci character, I think it was just to have that cameo.
I know, like part of me feels like you could have taken out that entire storyline and it would have been the same movie. But
and then with Justin Theroux, what was her boyfriend's name?
I don't remember his name.
Exactly.
I hated him, so I didn't listen to his name.
Yeah, he was, and I was also, it felt like did you watch Gilmore Girls? It felt like Lydia was having like a Rory moment.
Yes.
Because I was like, this isn't Lydia. Because like she wouldn't be like not having a good relationship with her daughter, or she wouldn't be dating some like.
Yeah, it's like, what happened to you?
But yeah, I mean, maybe shows like what adult like.
No, that's so sad.
Like,
well, and she got like famous, so maybe it's like she's famous and she's like kind of struggling with seeing ghosts all the time. So she has like anxiety or whatever. So yeah,
he was just
annoying.
And
then it's like at the end with the truth serum, like when they're getting married.
Yeah,
it's like he explains all of his like bad intentions, and then that's why Lydia decides not to get married to him. But we knew before that he was annoying.
Yeah, and he was like, using her.
Remember, like during that scene when Delia is like doing her screaming into the camera, and then they're like, "Oh my gosh, what's happening?"
Yes,
like we thought you were whatever. And then he runs in with boxes, and he goes, "I was helpfully grabbing boxes from town." And like he just says stuff like that, like
cringe.
Just so you know, I'm helpful, or like it's just so funny, and he's such a bad character, or just such a bad person.
Yeah,
that I was a little bit annoyed that Lydia didn't figure that out on her own.
Yeah, I kind of wish she could have found like a Lydia man.
Yeah,
like, the man for her.
Yeah, she deserves to like I kind of want to know what happened with her first husband. Like,
yes, like she said that, we split up before, and I'm like, wait, what?
He seemed perfect. Like,
yes,
if I were to come up with someone for Lydia to marry, it would be that man, because he was like also super dark and like loved Halloween. And then the fact that like Jenna Ortega was like, oh, Halloween used to be my favorite holiday because my dad loved it.
Yes, and like, her mom.
Wouldn't your mom love it? I don't. Yeah, I don't get it.
It's not.
So yeah. I don't know what happened to Lydia, but that was kind of sad.
Yeah. Maybe they need to have a TV show. Yeah, just did not like Justin Theroux.
Yeah.
I didn't like his character.
No. Very glad they did not get married.
Yeah, and like getting married in 2 days, like
yeah, that was such a Hallmark move.
Yeah. Speaking of the wedding and stuff, the red dress.
Yes. Yes, they like redid the same.
Yeah, I love how they did that.
Yeah, that was great. Because when I think of Lydia, I think of the red dress, and it's so good.
I loved how also it showed the photo of Winona when she was
younger. Like he had it on his desk.
Yeah,
that was cute.
Yeah,
I think they did a really good job actually of Lydia's character's costume design. I feel like it was great for like
an older.
Yeah, she was older, but it still was like she wore like a plaid dress thing, which was super similar to what I think it was like maybe her school uniform or something that she wore in the first one. And so I just feel like there was a lot of similarities, which is cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we were like going off about Lydia and how she's like had a Rory moment, but like
I know.
It was nice to see because I think they needed a bad boyfriend to show like Lydia is still Lydia.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also,
and at the end, I think it was redeemed a little bit. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Michael Keaton made it.
I know. That was great.
I wonder what the age difference is between him and Winona Ryder.
I feel like he's pretty old now. Also, like she was like what 15 during the first one?
Yeah, because when I was watching the Vogue and look, she said like it was one of the first movies that she was in. So she must have been pretty.
Yeah, she wasn't
young.
Very old, and I feel like he was like kind of old at that point. Not like old, but
he was middle aged.
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
like he wasn't obviously trying to play a young man.
He is 73.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
My uncles are in their 70s and they do not look like my uncle.
Yeah, he looks great and he acts great. Like, as in,
I mean, he is an actor, so he has a lot of money,
right? But like, he's
still got it.
He really does, and like, yeah, he doesn't seem like he's old at all. Like, also, I just feel like it's probably mostly thanks to the makeup. But
yeah,
he looks like he has not aged.
Yeah,
like they look
also Beetlejuice
should not have aged.
Well, Beetlejuice
is just like an old man.
Yeah,
yeah. But like I feel like it just looks like the same Beetlejuice, which is so good.
Winona Ryder is 52.
Oh my gosh!
So she was born in 1971. So 1988. So 17. She was 17 years old.
When she,
Also, she was born October 29th.
Oh my gosh, you're almost birthday twins. Also, that explains so much. Like, I don't believe in horoscopes, but I do believe in people who are born in October. They're all, I always tell people like my favorite friends are all born in the fall.
Oh, that's funny.
And I think it's because I love fall, and I think that people who are born in the fall also are kind of a little witchy, like in a good way, not in like witchy. A creepy way, you know? Like you appreciate a good scary movie, and you like fall. And I was not born in the fall, so I'm the outlier, but
you live vicariously through the fact that they have birthdays in the fall.
But I think it makes a lot of sense that her birthday is in October.
Yeah. What else?
I know. I feel like there's so much that's like important to talk about, but we also have book club soon, so we might have to
forget about that.
Might have to wrap it up.
Yeah, it was a great movie, super funny. It was more funny. Like I was talking to Anna Summer this morning. She was like, "Is it scary?" And I'm like, "No, it's funny. It's more of a dark humor, funny movie."
Yeah.
I honestly think the scariest Tim Burton movie would maybe be like Sleepy Hollow.
That's it. I've only seen Sleepy Hollow one time, and it was freshman year of college, and I watched it in like the lobby of our dorm room on like a really small screen, and I feel like I need to rewatch it. Because to me it wasn't scary, but I think that's just because
Well,
it
it's
was
not even
like
that
this
scary,
big, you know.
but like it's
Yeah.
scary.
He's not really, like I said before, I think he does a great job of being creepy and like spooky, but not really, really
playful,
scary.
spooky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is my kind of vibe. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, would recommend to see it, although we did spoil everything.
Yeah.
So, well, not everything, but we spoiled a lot of things. So
it was just we were having like the soundtrack,
yeah, so,
like things like that. It was just
yes. Oh, and now book club has started.
all right. Bye bye.
All right. Bye.
Hello. I tried to be quiet.